I have a message today to pass on, something that's been on my mind for a long time. This puzzle has never been able to be solved, and I don't know when it will finally be resolved. My content today it's about Nigerian streets or government seats. Where do we stand? Where do we stand? As Nigerian, Africa's most populous country and one of the continent's largest economies, it's often portrayed as a land of opportunity, but when we look deeper, in Nigeria today, we find a different story. Countless Nigerians, especially in major cities like Lagos and Abuja, you talk about Port Harcourt, Onitsha, and you talk about the likes of Kano State, and then, are struggling on the streets. There are no politicians. These people are no politicians, not even government employees, not company workers, just everyday citizens trying to survive. These are what these people are. And that boils my doubts to, the reality of the life of the street. Because when you go to a city like Lagos, you will find the reality of life on the street. In fact, you will have to walk through any major city in Nigeria today and you will see the reality: young men and women hustling, struggling to make ends meet. The unemployment rate is staggering. Like I don't know what is going on there, which is making it so difficult. And those who are employed often find themselves in a precarious, underpaid jobs. This is where we talk about the minimum wage, which has not been implemented up to this day. Nigeria, my country. Meanwhile, if you go into all these government offices and high-end sectors, there seems to be a different life altogether. There seems to be a different life there. One where opportunities are bound to for a selected few, just some people, and that they enjoy the whole thing what they there. Some selected few only, leaving many other people in the street feeling abandoned. This is a very hard conditions, because you cannot even think of you plotting a ratio for this. Just imagine the ratio: street versus seats.
Subscribe, like, share.
That's serious. The ratio of people struggling on the street compared to those comfortably, working in government positions or private sectors is alarming. Is alarming. For every politician on the civil servant living comfortably, how many Nigerians are stuck hustling on the street just to survive that one politician? Do you know how many Nigerians are struggling to pay your bills? Only one Nigeria sitting House of Assembly member. Do you know how many Nigerians are suffering just because of you and your benefits that you are taking home? You don't have remorse. Check it. Ratio of street versus the seat. Let us know how many wealthy men are in this country, Nigeria. How many politicians are there that are siphoning our money today, that are eating our money, taking everything that we have worked for? Do you know how many Nigerians are there suffering just because of you? One seat alone. Do you know how many Nigerians are suffering to pay your bills?
Oh my God!
Well, I don't know. I don't know if other people are seeing what is happening. But my question is this: how did we get here? What crimes have Nigerians committed to deserve this disparity? And what is their crime? What has Nigerians done
Subscribe. Like. Share.
What has Nigerians actually done to deserve this from their own elite?
Subscribe. Like. Share.
Let's go on. And I don't want to argue too much about this. My question is this: What did we do to our government? Why are so many Nigerians struggling while a selected few thrive? Why are Nigerians struggling while a selected few thrive? Just those in the government house are the ones that are making the opportunities. You that is in your own trying to struggle life from scratch, you will suffer. You will have to go through the deepest of all humiliation just to be able to conquer Nigeria. Every day we see our streets crowded with people looking for jobs, opportunities, or just a way to make it through the day.
Subscribe.
Meanwhile, government officials and politicians are seen enjoying the benefits of power. Why is there so much a gap between the streets and the government? This baffles me. I will leave this question to you people to answer in the comment section. Why is there such a gap between the street and the government seat of Nigeria? I have several questions that I want to ask my country people. What crime did we as Nigerians commit to deserve this level of inequality? The level of inequality in our country is drastically going up to the level that we cannot bring it down in a few years. Because some people are just in our political space to amass wealth for their fourth and fifth generations. This is not a country where we can all strive if we give this space that these people are consuming illegally. It's time for Nigerians to ask these questions and to know what will eventually be their profit in the coming world. I will always say that it is time for us to hijack the government of Nigeria and of Africa. Because if the government can hijack the world in COVID-19 and placing her citizens all in a difficult situation, then Africa needs to rise up, Nigeria needs to rise up and seize the government of this day. This is what we need as Nigerians. We need to seize the government of this day. We need to stop paying tax. People on the streets has to stop paying tax. We need to take our money back to our houses and leave these financial institutions all empty. Let us see if they will not come to us with a new proposal. We are suffering. Africans are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. When will this all end?
Subscribe. Like. Share.
We often hear speeches about progress, economic growth, and development. But when will this trickle down to the common man? These progresses of economic growth and development are all in the house of the elites. When will it go down to a common man? When will it come to my hand? When will I get it? It baffles me that most of us who don't think, we only think of rice in our country, Nigeria. We only think of rice. And that is why the government of today has placed us to the sector and to the channel of rice alone, because rice is our most difficult challenge.
Like.
We understand that there's a need for food. We understand. But we as Nigerians, we need more. How many civil servants and government workers have access to job compared to the ordinary citizen? Do you know how many of them? How many? Because what steps are being taken today to ensure that employment opportunities aren't just for the well-connected in our society, but for everyday Nigerians who are willing to work hard? What are these steps? What are these steps? Yes. What are these steps that has been placed on ground, if not through godfatherism? In so many axes of Nigeria now, you find godfatherism, even up to those who are dressing illicitly in our society today. They have godfatherism. There are no law practiced in our country, Nigeria. It's hard time. It's hard time we retract our footstep from this treacherous bastards who are politicians ruling us today. We need to take our country back. We need to stop paying taxes. We need to stop paying anything taxes and VAT. We need to take our life back from the hands of these men and these so-called women of today's politics.
Subscribe, like, share.
We have to do that. I still have another question.
Subscribe, like, share.
I still have another question.
Subscribe, like, share.
Why is it that despite the growth in sectors like oil, telecommunications, and manufacturing, many Nigerians remain unemployed? Why? Are you guys thinking where I'm thinking to? Why have they been like that? These people, they said that we have
Subscribe, like, share.
We have a maximum growth in sectors like oil and gas, in telecommunications and manufacturing. Many Nigerians are still unemployed. What stops these people from giving individual
Subscribe, like, share.
the license to go into full-time production with what we have in our country? We have a lot in our country to produce. We can actually give access to people to manufacture their own cement. If you have the criteria that it takes, you source your material in Nigeria, you manufacture your own cement. This will bring a competition in that industry. There are other lively products. There are other products that we can actually give assurance of. Free trade. What is stopping Nigeria and Nigerians not to be able to invest in the power sector? To be able to restore the light and hope of Nigerians? Have you ever come to imagine that how will it be if Nigeria has 24 hours light and you can look up to the sky and see a mile down away and find there is light over there? How will you feel if you have this imagination as a Nigerian youth today? All the elites are so-called elites. How will this feel? Will the feelings be bad? Or will these feelings actually portray a new beginning of hope in our country, in our nation, Nigeria? What is stopping the industry to move on?
Subscribe, like, share.
Well, I have another question. What role does education play in our disparity today? What role does education play in our disparity today?
Subscribe, like, share.
And our politicians and government officials doing enough to create jobs and improve the economy of Nigeria? Can someone answer me? How can Nigerians hold their governments accountable for these issues? We need to know. We need to know this. And I want to draw my page today by saying that Nigeria is a land of potential, land of opportunity and potential. But for this potential to be realized, we must address the imbalance between those on the street and those in the seat of power. Nigerians deserve better. We deserve a government that provides equal opportunity and cares for its people, not just a selected few. Thank you for listening to our contest against Nigeria, against the street and the seat. We will keep you updated as we go more deeper on this section of our contest. Thank you.
Subscribe, like, share.